Government departments have vowed to work with the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, that's IEBC, to ensure a free, fair and credible election following a lengthy meeting. Now, NTV's Kennedy Muraith is following up on this story and will be giving us more details in subsequent bulletins, including some of the issues which were discussed today following those meetings. Let's cross over to the energy sector, where it has emerged that fears that full liberalization of the electricity distribution space could collapse Kenya Power's business prevented the Presidential Task Force on Power Purchase Agreements from recommending opening up of the market to new players. This has been revealed by the Ministry of Energy, which says the ongoing reforms are geared at achieving more transparency in power purchase agreements, as well as scaling down the cost of power in the country. The government has, however, said it is committed to open access provisions of the Energy Act of 2019, which promises to liberalize the market in future. NTV's Nina Shaban has the details.
The September 2021 Presidential Task Force report on power purchase agreements has dominated public debate in the recent past, with Kenyans focused on the pledge to scale down electricity tariffs by 30%.
The full implementation of the report of the Presidential Task Force on review of power purchase agreements that establishes a pathway for the reduction of electricity prices by 30% by or before the 24th of December this year.
Concerns have also emerged that the implementation of the report could amount to a takeover of the energy sector by the government, given the emphasis of the report on the urgent need to renegotiate and cancel, where necessary, some power purchases agreements entered between Kenya Power and independent power producers. Energy Cabinet Secretary Dr. Monica Juma says such fears are unfounded, urging investors in the energy sector not to panic.
Why shouldn't we know the elements of our PPA? Why? Why shouldn't it be public knowledge? Why? Why? Because accountability must go with transparency. You cannot say, you're going to generate power for Kenya, but you know what, it is a secret. Why should it be a secret? We should know. We know the global averages for production of power. So let it be competitive, because that is who we are. We are a competitive economy.
The government has also revealed that the option of liberalizing the energy sector was considered as part of the recommendations by the task force, but fears as to what this would mean for the sustainability of Kenya Power called for caution.
You must balance the two interests, so that if you then push towards an immediate discussion on liberalization, then you'd have to think about what is the impact for current PPAs that have been signed and markets, segments that it is expected to utilize for purposes of supporting these contracts that it has entered into. So whereas you may open it up on one side, you'll still have to then face the burden of how do you then sustain KPLC.
This caution notwithstanding, the government says it is committed to the full implementation of the open access provisions of the Energy Act of 2019, which will mark a bold step towards liberalizing the energy sector.
It is being undertaken by our regulator, driven by the regulator and also the ministry and all the sector, to just be able to guide on the parameters and the frameworks to be able to do that. Because again, it is also good to do it while protecting the sectors which are there, that is Kenya Power.
The government has planned reforms in the energy sector in 3 phases: short-term, mid-term and long-term. And the state says that it is prioritizing the sealing of revenue leakages, bedeviling Kenya Power as one of the short-term measures aimed at putting the struggling distributor on a sound financial path. For NTV, I'm Nina Shaban.